with our perennial favorite Nas, Nasir Jones. Nasty Nas of Illmatic and Fuck Jay-Z fame has released Magic 2, and we've got some feedback on that album. It has popped out recently, and that first track, Abracadabra, to me, honestly, it feels like kind of a warm-up track, like a stretch of the calves before the marathon. Like he's just kind of doing his me's, you know, figaro. He's kind of warming up his vocal cords, right? And then he gets started. After that, he starts dropping some bombs in the office with 50 Cent. The only feature really for this album. And 50 Cent comes in, and I like some of his lyrics that he's got on here. He talks about multitasker. I don't need an OG pass. See, my trajectory is everlasting, like Curtis Jackson. And he also says, rap what I live. I sleep good. I have no vendettas. We the reason why you spell NY with capital letters. I thought that was pretty dope. But then 50 Cent comes in, and his style is so different from Nas. It's interesting how he's on this track, right? I feel like there could have been a little more production or a transition better, because 50 Cent comes in and his bars are so short compared to Nas, who has this real long bars, and then 50 Cent comes in with these real short, choppy lines. It was interesting to see that contrast.
I felt like when I listened to this song, Office Hours, as it's titled with 50 Cent on it, I wasn't really expecting much. You know why? Because of the beat. And yes. 50 Cent rapped over what I would consider like the new NY hip-hop sound. It was more like heavy drum driven. Like if you think of songs like I Get Money or, you know, stuff like that where 50 Cent kind of shined on really well. It doesn't sound like this kind of jazzy, laid-back, sample-laden stuff that Nas does at all, right? So I really wasn't expecting a good performance from 50. He doesn't rap very often anymore. And also the beat, the production just didn't sound like 50 Cent could be on there, right? Like sometimes you hear a song, and from the start, you're like, how is this going to fit the artist on it? And, of course, 50 Cent did not show up very well on here. And I'm also like, conceptually, right? 50 Cent and Nas are two different types of artists.
Very different.
It's hard to really imagine them on the track together, and it didn't come out for me.
Well, I feel like it could have been done a lot better, but it sounds like 50 Cent has got a verse with the baby and he's the takeoff, because he gets barely 12 bars in the bitch and the rest is just ad-libs, and then it seems so quick. We had all this hype building up, all this press about 50 and Nas coming together on this new album. You know, we even talked about it in one of our album reviews of you know, King Disease 3, and we talked about that, and I was expecting some stuff like at least 2 verses with 50, but this is barely 12 bars, and it's just like I feel like there was potential there that could have been explored more, but it was almost cut short too quickly.
The way I would have produced this track personally is I would have made 50 Cent more of like a intro or like a hype man on the track where he does ad libs, or maybe even have done the chorus, right, and not had a verse at all. And what I would have done, it might have sounded better that way, in my opinion.
What I would have done is actually get a 50 Cent beat and have 50 Cent rap on a 50 Cent beat, and then
that probably would have worked better. Have Nas kind of feature on that.
Yeah.
Hear what Nas sounds like on a 50 Cent type beat.
Yes, that's what I would have preferred.
Because the G-Unit style was totally different. In terms of, it was still NY, but by the time 50 was dropping music, the beats in New York were totally different.
Yeah.
So
we'll like try to get on with Lil Durk and accommodated more with that track on one of the other King Disease albums more than this one. This one, it feels like it was kind of an afterthought to have 50 on the track from the jump.